Donald Trump has had a lot of horrible ideas in the past few years, like banning a religion, wasting tens of billions of dollars to build a gigantic wall. This one is more of a weird, impossible idea than a bad idea, but we're gonna break it down. He wants to buy Greenland. This is from insiders who've heard him talking about this, who say in meetings, at dinners, and in passing conversations, Mr. Trump has asked advisors whether the US can acquire Greenland, listened with interest when they discuss its abundant resources and geopolitical importance, even though he doesn't know what those words mean, and according to two of the people, has asked his White House counsel to look into the idea. So this is something that he has apparently been bringing up quite a bit. Yeah. Should we buy Greenland?
Okay, I have to say, I actually don't think this one's crazy. Now, is it likely? No. Okay, and if I was gonna bring up this in the White House, I would tell my advisors, now guys, I get it. It sounds crazy. And please don't leak, okay? But is it in any way, shape, or form remotely possible that we could buy any land at this juncture in human history? Because it's not like we haven't bought land before. Seward's Folly, we bought Alaska, and they thought it was a bad idea, hence it's called Seward's Folly, but it turned out it was a great idea, the Louisiana Purchase, great idea. So, and Greenland only has 56,000 people on it, and to me, I think that it's an interesting idea for the same reason that Donald Trump does. He thinks, well, climate change is going to make that land more valuable because the ice is gonna melt. Okay, but then he thinks probably drill for minerals and oil and all that stuff. Now, what does that tell you? He of course believes in climate change. In reality, he does. Otherwise, why are we having a conversation about Greenland all of a sudden? Only because the ice is melting.
It's natural beauty.
Yeah, it was natural beauty for decades on end. All of a sudden, Trump's interested because the ice is gone and he knows it. So all that talk about climate change being a Chinese hoax is a total and utter lie.
Maybe it's the white people. He just wants more white people.
Well, actually, Maz, there is something to that, right? So if you buy, quote unquote, buy Greenland, what would you make it? Oh, presumably you'd make it a state. So how come Puerto Rico's not a state? That's a territory. Oh, well, I mean, Greenland, I guarantee you if you ask Trump, because he's too stupid to know otherwise, he'll immediately blurt out what he actually thinks, which is like, well, we got some good people up there. We have some good people up there, right? And what are the people in Puerto Rico? Oops.
They're brown people.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Can Trump name 5 facts about Greenland?
Well, first of all,
he'll get its name, sure. That's one.
No, come on. To be fair, can anyone name 5 facts about Greenland?
Well, there's a whole green and there's ice and ice and green.
Could Trump point to Greenland on a map?
No.
Come on,
maybe
he's got. I mean, I think that he's
in 2 guesses. I think because he might go Iceland first and then be like, oh, this that one.
No, he knows it's the big one. No, I think he's mentally ill, and even he could probably point to Greenland on
now,
the
would
map.
they call it Trumpland after that? Would that become Trumpland?
Then I vote no immediately.
How about we give him like one of those? We should give him one of the stands. Trumpanistan.
Yeah.
White Manistan?
White Manistan.
We've got some of those. Okay, so look, I've got a couple quotes from politicians in Denmark who are obviously affiliated government and all that we're gonna read insulting him, that'll be fun. But just, I wanna read a little bit of the history that you have alluded to because I did my research too. So currently the US military operates the Thule Air Base in northern Greenland, and Trump's administration has been watching the Arctic region closely as tensions between Russia and China heat up over the area, and climate change opens up potential new shipping routes. The new shipping routes are the entirety of the Arctic because the entire thing is melting. Most of it's on fire right now, honestly. And so get ready for a lot of shipping going through there. But we do have an air base because we have air bases and military bases in virtually every country on the face of the earth. For some reason, we're just allowed to have that. Now, additionally, other countries have attempted to get some of that territory. In 2016, China attempted to buy an old military base in Greenland before Denmark stepped in. Officials anonymously told reporters at the time that they denied access as a favor to the US.
Right, so Denmark runs Greenland. I bet you most people don't know that.
In terms of foreign affairs, I've read that they're relatively autonomous when it comes to purely domestic affairs, but in terms of their foreign affairs, yes.
Yeah, So you would have to presumably buy it from Denmark. But look, guys, it would be a really interesting, complicated intellectual conversation if you were really to go down that road. How do you buy any territory from a foreign country, right? And then you have to look at, well, how autonomous is Greenland? Who would vote on that? Would Greenland vote on it? Would Denmark vote on it? Would they both vote on it? And is there a price that you could pay for that much land anywhere on the planet? It's the largest island in the world. Do you think Trump had any of those conversations?
I was wondering as you're going on, like, you think geopolitical, he's already asleep, he's done.
No.
It's a big thing I could do. And he'd be buying it even though he wouldn't have to spend his own money. And not spending his own money is his favorite way to spend money. You spend daddy's money and then eventually spend the US taxpayers' money when they bail you out a whole bunch of times. So he'd do it just because it's a big thing. He doesn't know anything about that part of the world because it's a part of the world and he doesn't know anything about the world.
I wonder if some dude at a party kind of just mentioned it to him. Like, what you should look into is buying Greenland. He's like, oh, look into it. They starts talking about it. It's like, what's the deal with Greenland? Can we buy it? Is it for sale?
Yeah.
You just such a simpleton.
You just order it on Amazon, or how does it work?
If you want to do something impressive, fix the pipes in Flint. It's closer.
Fix your head.
Yeah. You're
Go to a psychiatrist.
That's even closer.
That'd be great.
Yeah, no, you're all undoubtedly right in that it's up north, so it's got good people. He would get to do something big with other people's money. The ice is melting, so he thinks, "Ooh, I like real estate. That's a lot of real estate that's going to open up underneath the ice."
Yeah.
And I guarantee you're right that one of his knucklehead friends were like, "Why don't we buy Greenland?" And he doesn't think like, "Hey, is that even possible? What kind of a thing is that?" Right?
Yeah.
What would be the process for that? No, he immediately goes, "Oh, I like that. Yeah, why don't we buy Greenland? Okay, we'll give him some green money for the Greenland."
Because he's, we all know he is not the initiator of a lot of his own thoughts. It's like Fox News is the initiator of a lot of his own thoughts. So somebody got in his head, and then he's been bringing it up at these meetings, and now they're all looking at each other like, what? How do we tell him like this? What's the process for this?
Yeah,
I think it was Kilmeade. I think Kilmeade did it.
Yeah,
I can see that happening. Anyway, last thing, guys, if you're saying like if you've never heard about Trump, welcome back to planet Earth. And you say, well, I don't know if that's so, if you guys are being fair. Cenk said like it's an interesting intellectual idea, right? And you guys are bashing him that you're assuming he didn't think it through. Once in a meeting, he said to the military, I like nukes. Why don't we have 10 times as many nukes? Go ahead, guys, build 10 times as many nukes. And everybody in the room was like, what? Right? That would cost more money than our entire budget times 10. Like that. Like we couldn't possibly build 10 times as many nuclear weapons as we have now. Shouldn't you first ask how much that would cost? Is it feasible? No, it's just, I like nukes. Why don't we have 10 times as many? Well, that's the one meeting that Tillerson walked out of and said, that guy's an effing moron. That was his Secretary of State at the time. Of course he is, of course. There's in this case, same thing, no sophistication. Why don't we just buy it? Well, we have money. Let's just buy it. 2 easy ways to follow the Young Turks. One is hit the subscribe button down below, then you're a TYT subscriber. And second is ring the bell. And when you do that on YouTube, you're notified of our videos.